Okay, so we're going to take a look at the DAX. Now, one of my favorite time frames is a 500 share. I like the 1,000 share chart too. I don't know, you pick a time frame. This is one of my favorites. Now, the DAX, guys, is basically it's a European market that is very similar to the U.S. Dow, and it's a conglomeration of about 30 of the top German companies over in the Euro section of the world over there. It trades off the Eurex, but there is a futures version, which is where this F symbol up here, futures version of the DAX. So it's like a European Dow market, okay? This market gets moving at night, and I think I was telling a story yesterday that I was talking to a farmer. He works long hours. He comes in, he wants to trade something, and he asked me if I had any recommendations. Well, the DAX market is a good market, I think, to trade. It is available on the U.S. exchanges here. At least the futures version is. The futures contract is. So that's what we're looking at now, okay? And if you're up at 2 a.m. in the morning Eastern time, this market kind of moves a lot like the Forex markets, excuse me. So you can see, let's start here about the 2 a.m. time frame now. There was already a trade in progress, so we let that finish off, and then we look for anything new. 33 is less than 45, gives you permission to take a short on a red. Now this one may not have gone as far as it could have on this first trade. It did kind of get stopped out again, no doubt about that. But if you did get stopped out, you had permission to resell it again right here as far as you got stopped out on. Now notice that you're stopped out. I'm going to move this cursor aside. This is your stopped out, okay? This is where your stop is physically located. You can see it maybe got a little bit of a false start there, but you caught the top of this entire giant move down in the DAX. Now you had a closing price. You work this exactly like you would the U.S. markets. In this particular case, your closing price was 71.14. You still get your 3 sale targets. You can take profits there and then use the trailing stop. But look what a sweet move it was in the DAX. This market just dropped and dropped and dropped. You know, you took the first stop out, that's fine. You take the next signal, which is another short. You'd follow this all the way down until you either reach your profit target or you got stopped out here when the price bar was above or jumped above the trailing stop line here. So that closed at 70.51. I don't know the exact price on that, but what, 70.51 from the entrance price over here on this particular trade at 7114. That's 63 points. 63-point move in the DAX. Sweet trade. Wonderful trade. Now the market's moving across here, and by the time we got stopped out on that trade over down here, you can see we had additional PVM numbers way over here in the 7 a.m. Eastern time frame. We already had permission to take along on a blue once we were stopped out of this open contract, okay, on this previous sell trade. 34 is greater than 32 on the bullish side. But as we ended the trade, we also had permission from the bearish side. 32 is less than 35. On a blue, that was where you would take a long trade. The closing price of that bar was 7051.5, so 7051.5. You had permission to take a long. You came in at that price. You still had your 3 buy targets you could take profits at. But look what happened if you trailed your stop. Is this fantastic or what? Just good moves in the DAX. So I want to tell you guys and emphasize to you that if you're kind of tired of trading some of the U.S. markets, you can, take a look at the the DAX market here. I call it the FDAX, but that's how I remember it. Now, let me slide the cursor over to the side here. This was our trigger bar, right? The blue. See where this dot is? That's physically the location of the stop value for that trigger bar. So when I put the cursor back on there, and I'm going to go ahead and put a line on the stop. You see how tight that stop was? Okay. By the time you got to your trigger bar, this is your stop, which is around 7044. You can look over here and tell you 7044.5. Yeah, got that pretty close, didn't I? Guessed at it. Not bad for freehand. Anyway, look how the market moved up. Stop was never touched. And you can see how the market just went up and up and up. So it was a very tight stop. Now some of you guys, you don't have to use our trailing stop method if you don't want to. You can. You can turn it off if you want to do that. Some of you guys do follow up on the pullbacks. You can see there's a pullback here, pullback here, pullback here, and you can keep sliding your stop up and manage your trade that way and stay in